This is a walkthrough on how to use the StarCraft 2 template, which utilizes the StarCraft 2 pack in Coda, which lets you look at all of your most recent games, ladder matches, and also a fun little thing which is looking at StarCraft 2 quotes from all the units in the game. So the first thing you want to do is click on Copy Doc in the top right, and once that happens, you're going to get prompted to connect your Battlenet account by clicking here. So this brings you to Battlenet, and you just want to log in with your credentials here. You probably might have to use the Authenticator app they download. I'm using that right now. Once you've authenticated with Battlenet, it'll bring you back to Coda, and you'll see that it's going to start syncing within the Coda doc. Let's first check out the Battlenet account page. And this is where you're gonna be able to see information about your own Battlenet account. So my username is Bertman. I can see stuff like my profile URL, my photo, number of games I've played. Down here, you can actually see the profiles of all of you and your friends. So you can enter in a profile ID over here. We'll talk about that in a bit. And when you enter in a new ID, it will automatically load up the person associated with that profile. Since nothing's associated with this profile ID, it's going to give me nothing. So go back to this number. If I scroll down here, this is a different view of that same table, just these two profiles. But it just kind of gives you a more nice way of looking at things. And you can click on this open profile link, and you can see the actual profile on StarCraft2.com for all the stats that you might want to see. So that's the account data. On the matches and ladder page, this is where you can see more information about the last matches you've played recently. So I played 25 games. My win-loss ratio is that. And this is the detailed table, which you can sort, filter, and view differently. I added some filters up here. Maybe I only want to look at maps that I played on Bowen Temple. And close that. So these are the 3 matches I played there. Let's go back to all. Let's say I want to look at the only games where I played 3v3. Only one game from 2021. And you can also look at for specific dates, since you have the date and time of the matches. If you scroll down below here, this is where you'll see the games that you've played to get placed in a ladder. I've only had one recently in this 2v2 game. And you notice here I have this players column. This players column shows who you've played with in that ladder match. And you can see here I have a profile ID for myself and for Bluehawk. These profile IDs are what you can enter into this table right here. So if you had another friend, you could enter their profile ID right here, and then their name and all their stuff would show up in that row. Finally, the fun part about this template also is the quotes. In this table right here, this is actually a formula that's just looking at the race and the unit, and I can change this, let's say, to a Banshee, and you'll see all the quotes associated with the Banshee, like inbound and receiving, and you can see a bunch more down here. So basically, if you put in the race, the unit, you'll see all the quotes for that given unit. Let's say for Protoss, I want to say, look at an Archon, and you can see all the quotes associated with that unit. Another fun way of looking at this is looking at just searching for quotes that contain a certain word you're interested in. So let's say within the Terran race, I want to look at quotes that contain the word stealth. And it looks like there's only one quote, and it's from the Banshee when they're confirming. And that's the StarCraft 2 template. Hope you like it.